The Future Sickos podcast is presented by DraftKings. While I might be a huge Ottawa Senators fan, whenever the Buffalo Bills are playing, I have to be watching the game. I also have to be betting on the game using DraftKings. New customers can now bet just $5 on any one NFL team to win their game, and if they do, will win $200 in free bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code THPN, bet $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and win $200 in free bets. If they win, you win with promo code THPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL.
Welcome to the Future Sickos podcast with your hosts, Brennan Detzler and Derek Lee.
What is up, Future Sickos listeners? Welcome to episode 23. Like we're Jordan. As always, I am joined by my co-host and Derek Lee, and a bit of a celebrity in the Ottawa Senators podcast community. I truly is a pleasure to finally get to meet you face to face in a way, Egor. How are you doing, Egor? Assuming you're feeling a little tired right now.
Good. How are you? Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great.
Feeling great. You got to play. You got to play in your first NHL game. I mean, what was it? Does it still feel pretty unreal right now? Like what's going through your mind? What was that like? Was it like a dream last night?
Yeah, I mean, it happened so fast. So kind of the day when we flew out, I just couldn't really, realize the situation because I wasn't sure if I'm in the lineup or not. But then the morning skate next day, I seen myself in the lineup, and it just hit it hard that, in 7-8 hours, my dream is going to come true. Everything I kind of work hard or, past 15 years, I guess, everything I put in and, my family. So, yeah, and it was just like hitting. It was hitting, but not hitting at the same time. I don't know why, but then as soon as I got to the rink and, just seeing my jersey hanging in the dressing room and just seeing a Sokolov on the back and, all those guys around just, telling me congrats and, enjoy the moment. And it's just like, that's really happening. And yeah. And then it just, rookie lap and first shift, and I am.
Did you like black out for any part of it or were you able to stay focused and stay like, what was it like that first shift? Like, were you just looking around like, oh my God, it's happening, like, especially in that arena, like that's an electric arena to play in. And for that to be your first NHL game, like that's a pretty cool place to do it.
Yeah. I think, for me, I thought it would be important to, have a little touch on the ice, like make a good play, like smart play, not, nothing crazy, just the right play. And in the first shift, I was able to make a nice play to Shaw, and we went on a breakout. I got, just one of those things where you needed that, just a right play. And then, as soon as I made it, I thought, you know what, like I can do it, and I'm just gonna have fun out there, be myself, not to, obviously not to respect those guys too much. Obviously, they, guys like Marchand, Bergeron, like those guys are superstars in this league, and going out against them is special. But at the same time, I just want to tell myself I can't respect them too much. I gotta, play my game, and it's my chance. And yeah, so I thought as soon as I, after that first shift, I kind of got into the game, and I was fine, and I could keep up and play my game. And yeah, I was really happy with it, honestly.
Was there any point, Egor, in that game where you just felt like, okay, it's just hockey, I just got to go out there and do my thing? Or was it like adrenaline sort of the whole night for you?
I think like I said, right now, after that first shift, like, I think that was the hardest part to get through. Just, just for me, I think, but I don't know how many young guys go into it, but for me, it was just like, make a right play, make a smart decision with the puck, make the coach, just feel like, he can trust me. And yeah, for me, it was just so important to just have a touch and make a right play. And as soon as I did it, I just came back to the bench and I said, I can totally play in this league, and, I can compete against the guys, and, I can obviously, like just, be out there and do right things and play the game. And yeah, so for me, it was just being myself, not worry about the opponent, just play my game and so establish myself that I can play at that level.
Hey, man,
Did DJ say anything to you? I'm just curious if he said anything post game to you.
No, he haven't said anything, honestly, because it's been kind of a weird ride right now with the COVID and stuff. So, but I think he said in his interview that, you know, I played well, and obviously he said he would love to give me more minutes, but at the same time it was hard with all the penalties. And obviously for me, it's I basically didn't practice with the team. We had 20-minute morning skate where, you know, we ran like power play like 2 to 3 times, and you know, I understand his point, and yeah, like I had nothing to complain about. And, you know, I was obviously happy to hear that he was pleased with my game, and yeah, so it was definitely good to hear.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty sweet that you got the opportunity to be on that power play, and hopefully kind of as the days come on, you can see a bigger role. But that was definitely a wild game with all the penalties. Another thing that I think was really cool is just, I mean, like you have a really cool story, man, like in so many aspects, and one that I know the Sens fans have just come to love, and you've quickly become a fan favorite even before you played your first game for the Senators. I feel like you're one of the favorite guys. Everyone was rooting for you, but just kind of like coming over with Russia, that story of like you really settling into that community, becoming a big part of that area of Cape Breton, and really establishing your game, and being passed over in the draft, and just continuing to work and grind and find a way to honestly like get drafted in a fairly good position, and look really good in the AHL, and now playing in that first game. So congratulations, man. Like it's awesome that dream and all of that hard work has been realized, and you finally got to do that first step of what you've always dreamt of, and hopefully there's going to be a lot more of those games moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
Egor, now that you've experienced the NHL firsthand, what did you notice was the biggest difference just from your experience there last night playing from the AHL to the NHL? Did you have to make any major adjustments to the speed?
I found, yeah, obviously the pace of the game is pretty fast, but I thought that, you know, like one of the things I can say, like, in NHL, the guys are so skilled that, you know, you just play as a group and everybody knows where to go and stuff. So it was kind of like, if you have a hockey IQ, you can, you know, be in there and play the game. And yeah, for me, obviously at the start, before the game, I was a little worried about, you know, not being able to be out of place kind of. But, you know, like I said, after that first shift, I was like, you know what, like I'm not going to be out of place here. I'm, you know, and then like next shift after I throw a hit and got the puck in the corner, and all of that, like all of those little details kind of boost your confidence a little bit. And then you're just like, you know what, like I can, you know, keep up with the pace. I can play at that level. Right. So yeah, for me, it was, yeah, just probably the pace of the game, obviously how quick you're going to have to make your decision with the puck. And, you know, you can't really make things complicated in NHL because it can, you know, make a quick turnover, and you guys are so skilled, they're just going to punish you, right? And they're going to score. So if I just, you know, play in the right way, and, you know, obviously when this situation is given to make a offensive play, you take it. But if not, just simple plays and, and just basically like, you know, lots of battles and stuff. But at the same time, guys are so skilled there, and, you know, they always talk to you where they at and stuff. So it helps a lot as well.
Well, I could tell you didn't look out of place. That's for sure.
Thank you.
One thing that definitely stood out to me watching your game was just how strong you were in puck battles. And I don't know if that was something that you just determined. You're like, hey, if I'm getting this puck, or if anyone's going to try to take it from me, they're going to have to go through every pound of me. So I don't know if that was something that you wanted to focus on last night.
I think it's probably one of the strengths of my games, being big and strong on the pucks in the corners. So I thought, you know, like obviously I could do that in AHL, and I told myself, you know, it's just one of those things it's a hard game mentally. If before the game you're gonna tell yourself like those guys are, you know, stronger and stuff like that, and bigger than me, and they've been in the NHL longer than I. So then you're just gonna go in the corner, basically, you know, 70-60%, because you're gonna think about you know, losing a battle and losing a puck and stuff. For me, it was, you know, obviously DJ and all the guys know like I can, you know, be strong on the puck down low, and for me it was, you know, that's one of those things where that's my strength in the game. I'm gonna show that I can, do it at NHL level. And yeah, like I said, like second or third shift, I'm pretty sure like I got to in front of the net, like I was hard there. I almost got a bounce there, and going in the corners. And then in the second, I went for a pretty hard forecheck. And next thing you know, guys get rid of the puck when I'm coming, because he sees 75 coming, and he's just getting rid of the puck, and we making a turnover, and we have offensive position. So that's one of those things I've been obviously working in AHL. It's with the like Ben Sexton, my forward coach. He always after the games, I always watch the video, and I'm obviously physical player, but it's not like I'm going out there, I'm gonna try to kill somebody. If I have a chance, I'm gonna hit. And lately it's just been like, what, you go out there first 2-3 shifts, it's maybe nothing's gonna go your way. Just throw your body around and make yourself established. And next time the guy gets the puck, puts his head up, and he sees Sokolov coming, he's gonna shake up and try to get rid of the puck. So that was one of those things where I thought I can do that, because I'm a big body, right? It's like,
yeah, you are
6'4", 15 pounds. Like it's a pretty big body. So for me, it was obviously I was happy with what I was able to do in the corners against best guys in the world.
Hey, how is your, like, I'm curious, like, how has your physique kind of changed, like, since you were playing junior? Because I know when you got drafted, like, I believe you've come down quite a bit. Like, what kind of workout routines and stuff were you, like, getting into? Like, what have you focused? Have you focused more on, like, cardio and, like, that? Have you, like, wanted to be more trimmed? Like, how has that changed? Because obviously, like, you're a big guy, but even, like, you used to be even bigger.
Yeah, I think just the biggest part is nutrition, obviously, about what I eat, and that was the biggest things. Honestly, in the summer, this summer I went in because I lost enough weight last year. For me was this year, just keep, to get my conditioning level up. So that was one of those things. And as soon as summer went on, and I just looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, holy crap, like I look good right now. Like, Jesus, what's going on? Like, literally
just flex it a little bit, just check it.
Sometimes you changing the shirt or something, and you look at yourself and you're like, holy, like what have I done? And it was like one of those things. I was like, oh, that's paying off. And then just in the summer, you kind of don't feel, you're obviously working out every day, and you're working out pretty hard, right? So then you like go on the ice, and I feel pretty fatigued. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm in the best shape of my life. And then you realize, like, I work out 5 times a week and I skate 4 times a week. And then as soon as I came to camp, kind of, just workouts are not as hard, obviously, because you try to mostly focus on the ice performance. You just try to, maintain your muscle mass. So, and then I got out there and I just felt great, and it was just like, you know what, like I got to stick to that, and I want to be in that position. But that wasn't a main focus for me, losing and dropping any weight basically this year.
How much do you think that that's helped, like, with your transition out of the NHL? Like, I think obviously your speed, it has looked quite good in my opinion. And I think, like, do you feel like your conditioning is a big part of why you're able to play in the NHL right now and at this pace?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to be smart about it too. Like, I think you can get stuck out there for a minute and a half, because your next 2 or 3 shifts is going to be ruined. Like, you got to be smart about it, the shift length, and you got to go 100% for 30 seconds. You rather go 100% for 30 seconds than 70% for a minute. So yeah, I think just I'm going out there, work hard for 30 seconds at 100%, and I'm able to recover without that extra body fat on me, and the conditioning I bring up over the summer. And yeah, so I'm able to recover fully for my next shift. So that's the biggest thing. And obviously feeling lighter on the ice, it's another thing for me. I know many guys had lots of concerns about my speed and stuff like that. And I mean, like after watching the last night game myself, and talking to my development coach and coach from AHL, and they told me I did not look one bit out of place. I was able to keep up with those guys, no problem. So yeah, so like I'm happy.
Man. Put those concerns to rest. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, it's just another situation where I prove people wrong, right? So
exactly. Hey, did you know you were the first person in Sen's history to wear number 75?
No, I didn't know that actually. I just somebody just sent it to me on Twitter, and I was like, that's pretty crazy actually.
Are you planning to keep 75, or do you have like another, when you get here kind of full time, do you have a jersey that you plan on wearing permanently?
I think I'm gonna stick with 75 for now, but then I'm gonna see where things at and what numbers are available and stuff. But I don't mind 75 at all, honestly. Something different.
Awesome.
Egor, sorry.
So I was just going to ask you if you have a preference, like what number, if you could pick and nobody on the team currently was wearing the number, what number would you pick?
Well, 26 is Brennan, 13 is Sanford now. So that was like two numbers because 26 was my number in junior and 13 was my number in AHL last year. I think I would take 37 because it was my first ever number when I was a kid.
Love it.
Yeah.
I personally like the number 75 because that was the average I needed to have in university to be able to pass. Like that was the bottom mark, and that was exactly what I got. So it's a good number. So moving on to my next question here. One thing I am really curious about is like, so when you like getting called up, obviously, like I think like in the last few years and even with your draft year and like when you're in Cape Breton and then in the AHL, you've been playing in a larger role. Like you've been a really integral part of these teams. You're playing first line, second line minutes. And then when you got called up last night, obviously when you're in the lineup, you were playing on that fourth line role, and you did an awesome job. Like you really showed your energy. You showed how you were strong at puck battles. But one thing I'm curious about is if playing in a different spot of the lineup or in different situations kind of changes the way that you go about your game. So I know that you're like, you obviously you have an incredible shot. You're extremely gifted offensively. And I just wonder if like kind of playing in those positions where there is a lot of a focus on a checking role and also kind of playing in your own zone, if you kind of approach things with a different mindset at all, or if you're like, no, like I'm just going to play my game and play hard.
Yeah, I think for me, like always in my career, I had to, earn my way up in the lineup, and just, but by the way I play my game, like it doesn't matter what minutes I play, I'm just gonna go out there and play my game the way I can. Obviously, it's just one of those things. Like like I said before, like I go hard first couple shifts and, establish myself there and, let the guys know, like I'm out there and I'm going to be hunting. Right. And then as the game goes on, you get offensive opportunities, right? Like you get it anyways. And, guys are skilled enough and obviously in NHL and stuff. So I think for me, it's always been one thing. I'm just going to go out there and be myself. Doesn't matter what role I'm playing. I'm just, I got to earn everything in my life. And, that's one of those things right now, being, first thing, like I can't even complain. I played my first NHL game last night and, just being out there, it's incredible. So, I'm happy. And the biggest part about that, you gotta take the positive notes out of that game. Like, whatever I had 5-on-5, like it was just one of those things. You gotta play defensive game in NHL, like no matter what line you're playing on. And I thought, being out there against Marchand and Pasternak and Bergeron, I did a solid job. Like I didn't end up being with minus or anything. So that was another thing for offensive guys coming up from AHL. Mostly coaches and all the staff are focusing on defensive game. You're gonna provide the offense, but the guys that are in the NHL can punish you any minute if you cheat and stuff. So that's one of those things. So yeah, for me, it's like I'm going out there, play my game, and obviously, be past a year and a half now, last year in the AHL, like my defensive game grew, and yesterday main focus was, play defensively, and everything else is gonna take care of it own. So yeah, that's always my mindset.
Awesome. Hey, Egor, I know your parents couldn't make it from Russia, but what did it mean to you to have your billet mom attend your first NHL game? And are they more than a billet family to you?
Yeah, they're definitely more than a billet family. Like it's no doubt. I mean, it's been 5 years, almost 5 years now. And, like last year, 2 years ago, whenever COVID started, they let me, stay at their place for about 9 months. And, just obviously I would love to have my parents there, but, just physically they couldn't make it. Like even if they wanted to, like the flight is too long, and, have Ashley there in the stands was a special moment to share with her. Absolutely. And yeah, they're definitely more than a billet family to me.
That's great, man. And on that note as well, obviously, it's no surprise that someone that you're very close to that is also on the team is Drake Batherson. And it's funny because Drake, like unlike yourself, actually kind of has a bit of an interesting story of being skilled, but just being a lot smaller, and then kind of hitting a growth spurt later and being passed over in a draft and everything. And I'm just kind of curious if he's been a bit of a mentor to you, and just what that's meant kind of both on the ice and off the ice, like maybe just some things that you've learned from him and like how he's helped you like through your development of your career and getting to this point.
I think it's definitely obviously so crazy to think of that. I played my first Q game with him, and now first NHL game, and I was out there with him and sharing that moment with him. And the guy's just awesome. Like he took me under the wing as a 17 years old, and since then, when he was traded and when he went to the pros, he always, checking on me, texting me and stuff. And, after he's seen me having a good game, he always sends me a message. And so do I when he has a great game, right? So I think that relationship kind of helps. And he just extra motivates me as well, like with his performance. And, obviously seeing him out there dominating at the NHL level is crazy. So, yeah, obviously talk to him every day. And he always asks me if, I need any help or something. And if I come up with something, I always, not afraid to ask him something. So that's definitely a special connection to have at the NHL level, that, the guy just always there for you and makes you feel comfortable.
Did it calm the nerves a little bit, like seeing him in the room, like going through all this and and even getting to experience it with him? Like that must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely did. Made me definitely more comfortable. I think everybody on that team, like, starting with Brady as a captain and Thomas and all those guys there and Josh, and because they were there, like Josh played his NHL game last year, first NHL game, like he was
Right.
there a year ago, right? So it's crazy to think, and they just kind of all made me feel really comfortable, just, warm and, saying congrats and enjoying all that kind of stuff, and, many more to come. And so that's definitely, it's one of those things where it's important for a young guy to feel warm and not to feel awkward in those situations, right? And yeah, so that group is super special, right? Like most of those guys like basically played their first NHL games like last year, 2 years ago, right? So it's pretty crazy to think of.
One last thing on that note, just with Drake, I'm curious if you've gotten into any of those skates with McKinnon and with Marchand or anything like over the summer.
Yeah, last summer I was out there with them for a month, basically last month of August, full August, and a couple skates in July. Yeah.
And what did that do? Because those are all guys that, in my opinion, like might be some of the hardest working, hardest training. Like did they just play on a different level, it seems, than a lot of the other players in the NHL. So what was it like to share a sheet with those guys and just be able to kind of work with them and like how awesome is that for your game?
Oh, it's crazy when you like see like Sidney Crosby out there, and Nate, and obviously Brad. I only skated with Brad once because he left to Boston early, but like most of the times it was Nate and then Sid, and it's crazy. You see them there like in practice, summer practice, and they're out there 100% competing, every battle drill and stuff, and playing a free. Usually, in the summer you play free on free game for fun, and it's just there going hard 100%. I don't want to lose that. And usually Sid and Nate would be on different teams or two, so it would get even more competitive. Where Sid obviously older than Nate, and he doesn't want to give up his spot just yet. And and it's just as crazy to see like. They're the best players in NHL right now, and how hard they work, to stay at that level and continue to keep getting better. And obviously Sid is already 31, 32, and he's still on top there. And it's just mind blowing, how hard you got to work. when you get to that point when you're, you know, best player in the NHL, and then you're just gonna keep working hard, you know, because guys are right now, you know, so many guys getting good, and you don't want to, you know, give up those positions. And you see those guys just compete like crazy in the summer and just try to make themselves better. And yeah, it's obviously a fun part being off.
Unbelievable. Well, Egor, we're going to get into something a little more fun, a little bit different. For our next segment, we're going to do Would You Rather. So I'm going to give you 2 scenarios, and you're going to have to pick one of them. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have explosive speed like Pavel Bure or slick hands like Pavel Datsuk?
Oh, probably I would take a speed.
Good choice. I think you already have a whale of a shot and really good hands. So combined with that Pavel Bure speed, whew,
Yeah, game is super fast.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So the next one is, would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak every language in the world?
I think talk to animals.
It'd be
That'd
pretty
be
sick.
so cool.
Yeah, it would be on.
On that note too, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Any superpower?
Any superpower.
I think read people's mind.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, you could use that in a game too, right? Just to predict a play.
Exactly. That's one of those things.
All right. Would you rather have skin that changes colors with your emotions or tattoos all over your body depicting what you did the day before?
I will go with tattoos.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll go with tattoos.
Would you rather only be able to listen to one artist, like music artist, for the rest of your life, or not be able to listen to music at all?
One artist.
Who is it?
I'll go with Kid Leroy.
Okay, nice. Lifetime of Kid Leroy.
A new one too, a new artist. I mean, he's fairly young on the scene.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Would you rather drive a fancy BMW sports car like some of your new teammates, or a lifted up Chevy truck?
BMW.
Okay. He's fitting in.
All right, this one's would you rather like talk on the phone or text someone? Like if you're trying to have a conversation with someone, would you rather like just call them and yeah? I'm not surprised, I gotta say.
I hate texting long messages.
Yeah, Egor, you definitely seem like more of a call guy, which is awesome. That's old school.
Can't do it.
I'm with you, man.
All right, here's another. Well, this one kind of sucks both ways, but would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page or bite your tongue every time you bite something?
Paper cut.
I think I would too.
Sucks so much.
Plus, you don't really have to turn pages nowadays. You just gotta scroll on whatever device you're on, right?
Exactly.
I don't read books.
I don't read.
So Egor, one of the things we did do when we found out that we were lucky enough to have you on is we asked just some people on Twitter what they wanted to hear from you, because obviously people love interacting with you, and there's some questions around. So coming in with the first question from the fan base.
I'm here. Sorry.
All right.
No worries.
We'll break some time. Enough questions for today. No.
Yeah.
So coming in for the fan base feature is Pacey asking, how surprised were you when you got the call up?
It was 8 in the morning, Monday morning. I was supposed to go to Bell. Well, I was in Bell to practice with the team. We had a practice, and I get a call from Troy, and he tells me, you got called up, pack your passport, take a suit, and just get over to the rink, pick up your gear, and go to Ottawa. You got to practice and head out to Boston. So I was making my oatmeal. I have a protein scoop in there, and oatmeal, and I warm it in the microwave. So I did all of that, and I got a call, and then I live with Sogert and Mendelise. So then they came back from practice like at 2:00, and then that bowl of oatmeal was standing on the counter, just full.
You get a burger on the way or something?
What?
Did you get a burger while you were driving or something? Or
I just had I couldn't eat, to be honest. I just had a protein. I was like, I can't eat right now. I just had a cup.
Hey, actually, I'm wondering if you could, like, when you came on, you were telling us that you've had a crazy last like 3 days, essentially. So I'm wondering if you could take the listeners through just the route that's been your life, and what you even had to go through to even get some clothes today.
Yeah, well, yeah. If I go not from last 3 days, I go from maybe last week. I was in the Rochester, playing there. Then we went to Cleveland, played there. Then I got that kind of a, what's it called? Not emergency call up, just like insurance call up. It wasn't like official or anything, but just like 50-50 chance. And then I drove to Ottawa overnight, stayed in Ottawa, didn't get a chance to play because everybody on the team tested negative. And then I went back to Belleville, then from Belleville back to Ottawa, from Ottawa to Boston, from Boston to Ottawa. Then I had no clothes because I only took a pass with me. And I went to Belleville today, picked up some clothes, and went back to Ottawa.
My goodness. And he still said yes to come on the show. Unbelievable. So this next one is from Cole Westwell. Who has the best jersey in the NHL, and why is it the Ottawa Senators?
I think it just looks sick. I don't know. I just love the look.
Do you have a favorite jersey? Like, is there another team's jersey that you really like?
I like Seattle's now. They're nice.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Who was your favorite team when you were growing up?
I never really had one, to be honest. I was never able to watch NHL much too late.
What part of Russia are you from? Again, I remember you.
Yekaterinburg.
Okay.
So you gotta just look it up yourself if you want.
All right, that sounds good. It's too big of a place. We won't go through that. I was gonna say all that traveling, but yeah, like when you look at Russia, I know that those trips can just be absolutely crazy to go from one place to another. So spread out. So the next question is from Jordy, and it says, is there an NHL player who you're looking forward to playing against?
That's a great one, actually. I mean, obviously, probably like Connor McDavid. To see him out there in real life would be something else. Him and Draisaitl would be two guys.
Yeah, for sure. You just don't want to be on the wrong end of a highlight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't. I mean, always well, but you also don't want to be out there for him making another thing in the history, right? So
every day.
Yeah, that's one of those things you do want it, but you don't want it.
Yeah, you want to see him make that history, but maybe not while you're on the ice.
All right, this next one from Patrick. Will you do the salute Selly for your first NHL goal?
I might. We'll see. I might.
If you're feeling it.
Yeah, I might. We'll keep it simple.
Oh yeah, just act like you've had 100.
No, I'm probably gonna do maybe something more crazier or something. I don't know. Like it's gonna. I can't control that, right? I can't tell you what I'm gonna do. Honestly, it's gonna be dependent on the moment.
Just comes
from
the heart. Awesome. And the last one, I think that this is alluding to that video of you that went viral. I was just saying, I'm so hungry when you were mic'd up, but so Nick Dumoulin comes in with, what's your favorite meal?
I'll go steak and sweet potato and, Brussels sprouts and broccoli. I think I can do it every day.
Classic choice. Do you have like a favorite, guilty pleasure, like a cheat meal? Like if you were going to allowed to get like fast food or something just as a treat.
Five Guys.
What's that?
Five Guys.
Five Guys. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good choice.
You're in a milkshake. Oh,
They
Unreal.
always. I went there for the first time and I noticed that they just have like that bucket of peanuts. I thought that was the like weirdest thing. Awesome, man. Well, Egor, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. We both greatly appreciate it, and we know how. Sorry.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully.
Get some sleep.
I appreciate it.